2, 3, 4, hit it!
Welcome to LoveLine
with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Would you sleep with sick women?
I may be pregnant, but I am still a man.
Spank the unruly ones.
It's indecent, it's vulgar, it's blasphemous.
I'm gonna ride you till you can't stand up.
Come on, let's go down.
All right, keep your shirt on.
LoveLine's meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's LoveLine with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
It is the best of LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. And as per usual at this time of the show, we will be back in a minuscule 10 seconds.
This is LoveLine on
Radio
Station. New Rock. KFMA 92.1 FM. Greenville, Tucson.
You're listening to the best of LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. We're at the MTV Music Awards this evening, so we're enjoying ourselves, I'm sure. Our next guest is a guy who's made a living out of enjoying himself. Actually, until someone shot him. Larry Flynt. Well, everyone, if you didn't know him already, I knew who Larry Flynt was because I am a purveyor of pornography, but some of you didn't know who he was until The People versus Larry Flynt, and you do not only Hustler, I mean, everyone knows you from Hustler, but you do many, many other publications. And what are some of those other publications that we might know?
We do Rap Pages, which is a hip-hop magazine. We do Rip. I do 3 different computer magazines, PC, laptop, video games, tips and tricks. We have boating magazines. Only out of the 21 titles I publish, only 6 of them are adult titles. The rest are mainstream publications.
Give me the adult titles, just because I'm the kind of guy who likes to, patronize the folks that are doing some good, and I will go out and get these titles.
Well, of course, we have Hustler, and then we have Rage, which is the new men's magazine, sort of for the grunge generation. And we have Chic and Barely Legal for the guys who like their girls young. And
I think Drew's a subscriber to that.
Busty, which is a fetish magazine for guys that like big boobs.
Okay.
And,
well, let's just stop at Busty for a second. I am a fan of the breasts. I'm a tremendous fan of the tremendous breasts. And I'm not going to get this opportunity again, so I'm just going to ask you flat out. Can I get some sort of discount subscription to this magazine?
You can get a free one.
Really? But I mean, I need it throughout the year. I don't,
That's all right.
Because my penis knows no bounds. I need one every month.
Just give me your address at the end of the show, and you got it. Yeah.
Really? And I don't need it in a plain brown paper bag either. I want it in big, bold, busty print when it hits.
I have to tell you that Adam has received various gifts from various guests over the last year. I have never seen him shake with excitement.
Well, this is exciting to me because, porno ain't cheap. And, it's an expensive industry. And one of these issues on the newsstand is going to run you, $5, $6, $7 or $6.95 or something like that, right? Right, Larry?
Right.
Right. And you figure you got them by the balls, so to speak. What are they going to do? Go start their own magazine? They got to buy it. And if you're a fan of the bus like I am, you're between a rock and a hard place. But if I could get this subscription, that would be it. That would be it for me. If there was some publication made for napping, and I could get that subscription, then my life would be complete. But this will do. All right. So I'm going to hold you to it, Larry, and let me explain. I know you're a powerful man, but I too am a powerful man, and you don't want to cross me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
No.
I'm
going to catch hell if you don't get your subscription.
That's right. That's right. Because I will raise hell every night on this radio show until that thing hits my mailbox. All right, so we'll deal with that. Are you going to help us out with some of these calls?
Sure.
All right. Selena, 15, you're on LoveLine with Larry Flynt.
Hi, guys. You are great. I just want to say that.
Thank you.
Adam, you're like the funniest guy I've ever heard.
Well, I'm now the happiest man you've ever heard because of the Busty subscription.
But, hi, Larry.
Hi.
Okay, I've been going out with this guy for about a little over a month. And ever since the first day, he wanted to start kissing, and I'm kind of the shy type. And
You're 15, right?
right.
Mm-hmm.
And we have this dance coming up, and he's getting more impatient every day. And every day our friends keep saying, have you kissed him? Have you kissed him? And that, gets him even more impatient. And part of me wants to do it, and part of me doesn't, and I don't know what to do.
All right. Selena.
Yeah.
You can't really do things you don't feel comfortable with sexually.
Even if it's just kissing.
Well, all right. No, screw that. You should kiss. You're 15. It's time to kiss.
Maybe she doesn't like the guy.
Do you not like the guy?
No, I like him.
Are you embarrassed?
No.
What is it you're afraid of?
I don't know. I'm just, I guess, a little shy. I'm not sure.
Do you trust yourself? Are you afraid it might lead to something else?
No.
You're not scared of this guy. You're not scared that once you get the ball or the ball's rolling, it's never going to stop. He's just going to keep going.
But guys, it may not just be the physical intimacy that gets rolling. It may be the emotional intimacy, and that could be just as scary to a 15-year-old, right? If you really open up to this guy, and maybe the kissing really symbolizes that for her, she could get involved more than she is ready to.
All right. By the time Larry was 15, he had 5 stills and had sex with half a barnyard. He was well on his way to publishing Hustler by this time. But it's refreshing to hear the youngins who haven't yet got involved with this world.
I'd like to ask the caller, are you a virgin?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I am.
Now, what do you think, Larry? Do you think young ladies ought to hold out until they're a little bit older, or do you think it matters? What's your stand on that?
We start becoming sexually aware at about the age of 13.
Mm-hmm.
She's 15 now. So this is a decision that you have to make, and no one else can make it for you. It's a big step, but I'm not saying it's wrong if you do it. It's just something that you should be comfortable with before you do.
All right, Selena, so we can't really tell you what to do and what not to do, but eventually you're going to have to do it, so I'm saying get it over with. That's my approach to sex. Get it over with so we can watch TV. You don't do any other, what is the last, I know I cut you off at Busty, but what is the last gentleman's publication that you put out?
Well, we have a publication, Barely Legal, where we only photograph models 18, 19 years old.
Right.
And some of them even look younger than that in print. So there seems to be that's one of the fastest growing magazines we've got, because there seems to be a great deal of interest.
Now, do you think you're catering to pedophiles with a magazine like this?
No, I don't think so, because traditionally, dirty old men have always gotten turned on by young girls. When I think of a child, I'm thinking of pre-puberty.
Right.
You got 18, 19 years old. That's not a child. Nothing wrong with anybody having fantasies about someone of that age.
Well, it's kind of an age-old question, which is, are you, by providing pornography for this segment of society, are you somehow providing them with this and satisfying their needs, and is that keeping them out of the schoolyards, or are you creating more need and bringing them into the schoolyards? I don't know if anyone knows the answer to that.
Or is it 18, 19-year-olds that look at this stuff just because they can relate better to it?
Oh, really? No, I think it's the old guy thing. 18, 19-year-old like looking at 30-year-olds naked, and 30-year-olds like looking at 18, 19-year-olds. And I'll take any age as long as the busty part is there. Liz, 30, you're on LoveLine.
Hi, Adam and Dr. Drew. I had a comment I wanted to make that I think you probably, I'm not going to change your mind about anything that you say, but I'm really tired of all the fat chick comments you make, like all the sort of slamming fat people. I mean, if nothing else, I guess the thing I wanted to say is, if nothing else, statistically, over half the country is quote-unquote overweight, so you can assume that at least half your callers are probably fat.
You're fat.
Oh,
Yeah.
Drew, please, let her finish. Go ahead, Liz. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, just so, I mean, if nothing else, I mean, it's like you assume people are thin until they maybe drop some sort of vague hint, and then you're like, oh God, that's gross. Like, the reason I'm calling is the comment you made with the Iced Tea show to some guy who was being dumped on by a woman who was heavy, and you said, you know, at least get dumped on by a model. Anybody can get dumped on by an ugly people. I mean, fat.
Right, ugly.
Well, no, actually, you're wrong about that. I mean, fat women are a preference just like thin women.
I didn't say fat. I said ugly.
Yeah, but you were using the two interchangeably.
Well, let me explain something, Liz. In our society, we have sort of models of what we deem attractive.
That's right.
Unfortunately, for overweight people are not deemed attractive by most people in this society.
I'm fully aware of that. I'm fully aware that I just get tired of hearing
Liz, listen, if you listen to this show enough, you know that I champion the cause of the hefty more than almost anyone.
Oh, really?
I have said on many occasions that the largest, pardon the pun, segment of this society that's discriminated against is not...
The most severely used.
Most severely discriminated against is not necessarily black or Hispanic or an ethnicity or a religion, but it is a weight.
Yeah, you're right.
I think fat people are discriminated against more in this society than any other
I agree. It's like the last
ethnic group.
Prejudice.
Right, and I've said that 100 times, Liz.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry then, because I managed to have caught sort of all the offhand.
What happened is
it doesn't make me a chubby chaser, but I'm still putting that out there.
The deal is Adam sort of spreads his crap around.
Absolutely.
It lands on me. It's going to land on Larry tonight. It lands on fat people, thin people. Whatever.
I am like Van Gogh. All the world is my canvas, and I have a bucket full of crap and a big roller, and I just spread it all over the
place. If he happens
place.
to strike on stuff that you're sensitive, that strikes a chord with you, it's easy to let him get under your skin. But understand, he spreads it around. I've listened to it, God knows now. How many hours a day?
All right. But
every day, 7 days a week?
Do you have any Husky magazines, Larry? Because there's something. Anything like that in the works?
There's one.
At one time in Hustler, I published a 300-pound centerfold. And she wasn't flabby. She was just
big.
Fat.
Okay.
And pretty.
Yeah. And a lot of guys are into that.
And I had hundreds of people cancel their subscriptions. People write in saying, that's not what I pay for.
All right, so not all experiments turn out great. Liz.
Thanks for the chance to express myself.
Liz, it's quite all right. Listen,
sometimes there's only so much of the whole thing I can stand and appreciate.
Liz.
Yeah.
Listen, the worst place you can be in society, I think, is an overweight female.
Yeah, I know. Really
you can complain about being short, you can complain about being bald, you can complain about being Jewish or black, but I think being a heavy female, especially a young heavy female, imagine going through high school is a heavy female. That is like a curse. Very tough row to hoe. Absolutely. All right, so Liz.
Yeah.
Don't be bitter. There are plenty of guys who like big women.
Oh, I know. I'm not bitter. I'm just sort of fed up, I guess.
All right.
So thanks for the chance to talk.
All right, Liz. All right.
Later.
Well, turned her right around with my chunky chicks are discriminated against rhetoric. No, I absolutely believe that. I absolutely believe that. You look at it this way. Take a Fortune 500 company, and they're hiring a receptionist. Most of those companies would be less apt to hire an overweight woman than they would an Asian woman, a black woman, a Hispanic woman, or male, for that matter. All right, and I rest my case. Joe, 30, you're on LoveLine with Larry Flynt.
Yeah, I have a question for the doctor. I used to masturbate a lot when I was 16, and later on in life, like when I was 20, I had a girlfriend, and we went out for 5 years, and we tried to have a baby, and nothing produced. Is there any relationship between those two?
None.
On masturbating
None.
a lot?
Zero.
None?
Zero.
Huh.
It's a nice theory.
Yeah.
That's your...
I just got a low sperm count, or...
Yes, it's your best work was left on the shower floor, but it's not true.
First of all, sexual activity tends to promote more sexual activity. So the more you put out, the more your body's hurrying up to replace.
Right.
Secondly, what makes you think this has anything to do with you?
Well, I don't know.
I believe there are two people in this relationship.
Yeah, right. But we broke up after I was 27.
And
I had girlfriends
and did she have
one night stands and before and never got pregnant.
Well, you're very, very lucky, or some of these may have been pregnant. You just don't know about it.
Joe.
And you also get an HIV test done while you're thinking about all this.
Joe.
Yeah.
Next time you're in, do you have a doctor?
Yeah.
Okay. The next time you're leaving, grab one of those little pamphlets at the front desk, like Your Sperm and You or something,
or
and
safe sex and
bone
HIV.
up on this subject. Here's a 30-year-old man who thinks he squeezed all the good juice from his lemon early in life, and now he can no longer. Come on, Drew. Seed is no good.
That's ridiculous.
What the hell kind of? That's what, Drew?
Precoculous.
Thank you.
He should get a sperm count, and he also has to practice safe sex and get an HIV in the meantime.
All right, Larry. Let's talk about you for a moment. Speaking of masturbation, it's been a long time. Am I right? Because of the shooting incident.
No, that's how my sex life is very good shape now.
Oh, it is?
For many years after the shooting, it wasn't, but I'm okay now.
Because of these new innovations?
Yeah, penile implant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure.
Really? I'd have a... Did you get one of those?
Sure I did.
Drew wants to see the scar.
And it works fine. And
it does?
It stays up just as long as you want it to.
I got to get one of those.
Well, they've got them with the pumps on the tip, pump that they put in the reservoir in the testicle. There's various different ways they can do it.
Where is your pump?
In my testicles.
Really? And you just squeeze it like, you know when the doctor checks your blood pressure, and they do that little...
Yeah. You don't have to squeeze it that many times. Twice and you're there.
Really? Now, if you don't like the girl, will you just give it half a squeeze? And how long has this been in place?
For 6 years.
No problems?
No problems at all.
Wow. And does it work? Is it true an erection as it ever was?
Better.
Really? Wow, because you don't have to concentrate.
I would recommend to anyone that has any kind of impotency problem whatsoever to look into this.
Now, I don't want to get too personal, but does the scrotum, does it look the same?
Yeah.
Everything looks the same?
No one would ever know you even had it.
And how do you relieve the pressure then, once you put pressure in it?
Well, there's another little valve.
You fart and it goes down?
Reach down and you press, and then it goes down.
Where's the other valve?
It's in your testicles. They're both right close to each other.
Really? It's like I got the nutsack of James Bond. This is incredible. See, I'm so glad to hear this, because I didn't know that you'd had this procedure done. And I thought, geez, this poor guy. This is his, this is his bread and his butter. And unable to use the bread and butter at the same time is a horrible fate. But now you got it and it works better than ever. Oh, God bless you. God bless America, and God bless the scientific community. And when we come back, more Larry Flynt, more Drew, and more you. You're listening to the best of LoveLine.
This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed herein are certainly opinions, that's for sure. If you'd like a written transcript of today's program, you probably should have written it down yourself. And if you did, we'd like a copy. LoveLine producer Ann Wilkins.
This broadcast was copyright 1997 Westwood One Entertainment. This music is MXPX on Tooth and Nail Records.
Sit, Obo. Obo, stop dragging your butt across the carpet.